A struggle I find with a small workshop is when I get wood from a timber yard, it's quite big. "2.4 meters is a standard timber length. The trouble is, my workshop is more like 3.8. So what that means is if I want to rip a long 2.4 meter or longer piece of wood down, I don't have enough room for in-feed and out-feed in the workshop. I knew this would be a limitation when I was building the workshop, and that's why I put the door on the end rather than on the side. And this means I've got enough room to feed the wood all the way through the saw and then out the door. And that's what I'm needing to do today. I'm going to rip these 4x2s in half. So the first job is to get a more aggressive ripping blade in the saw. These boards now all need thicknessing, and as I have the table saw in the right position, I'm just going to get the thicknesser set up on top of it. It works well having the door there and feeding everything outside, but I don't love it as a system. I try and keep the noise down in the workshop, so working outside is not ideal, but the needs must sometimes. And I think that's just the way you've got to think of a small workshop. You need a place to be able to store your tools and keep them secure and dry. But for larger projects, you need to, well, think outside the box. What I'm working on today is a request from a friend. They collect salt and pepper shakers, each their own, and they want a shelf to display them on. Jobs for friends are more like favours, and that's why I'm making this out of 4x2s to try and keep the cost down and make it cheap. This is not the best quality wood, but it's absolutely fine for this purpose. It's amazing how much woodworking machinery is dedicated to making boards flat and square and just the dimensions you need for a project. When I could just buy boards already that side, and that's the woodworker's dilemma. Do you spend the money on more expensive wood the size you already need, or do you save that money and spend it instead on the machinery and of course your time? But my time's worthless. It's pretty obvious which of the two options I went for, but then I rather like tools and it gives you so much more options. This shelf is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be 4 bits of wood put together into a box, and how I'm going to hold it together is with some housing joints on the ends. So getting those cut is the first job. These ends are a little on the square side at the moment, so I'm just going to draw a little round over on them and then grab the bandsaw and trim it off. They're better for a round over. So now I've got my long bits, they're going to be my shelves, my ends, get the shelves put into the ends, and then I think I'm going to get a couple of screws in to lock it all into place, because we can fill them and it's going to get painted later. When I first got into watching videos about woodworking on YouTube, must be over 10 years ago now, there was a real trend for French cleat tool walls. I never succumbed to the peer pressure, and my workshop has been French cleat free all these years. I think though this might be the perfect project to use them on. They're pretty easy to make. You just need to cut a bit of wood in half at 45 degrees. So how this is going to work is one batten with the 45 on will go on the wall and the other will go on my shelf, and then it will slide together and hook on. So this first batten we need to get attached onto our shelf, which I'm going to screw on again, and we'll fill the holes in a bit. Adding this French cleat to the top has really strengthened the top shelf, but the bottom shelf is still quite flexible. So I think what we need is a support in the middle. So I'm going to get another piece of wood cut down and screwed in. That is much stiffer with that support in. So now I'm going to get some wood filler and go around and fill all those screw head holes. I left that filler to dry, and then I've given the whole thing a sand down. Now it needs painting, so I've got some white satin wood. I'm going to get a coat of paint on that, leave that to dry, and then tomorrow we'll get it on the wall. That's it all up, and it's been filled up. It's quite a eclectic collection. Another job for a friend off the list, but I'm sure more jobs will be added. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to my patrons, and please subscribe for more videos.